What's up, everybody? This is just a test run for the Flat Earth School. About to start. A few minutes. Everybody hear me? Who's in the chat right now? Who can hear me? Got a beautiful sunrise in the background. It's going to come up about 40 minutes. G'day, Ed. Hey, Jerry. Hear me fine? Awesome. I'm just going to set up here. Live show's going to start soon. Found a beautiful location this morning. Yeah, it is a beautiful horizon. No, I'm definitely not the teacher. I am just a student like everyone else in this beautiful Flat Earth School. Left to right flatness, absolutely. Thanks in line and Patriot. I wonder if you can see this yet. Probably can't really see where I am. Some beautiful sea cliffs behind me here. I've just come out of a tunnel to get to these sea cliffs. You probably can't see it yet. Just waiting for the sunrise. 24 watching, how are we, everyone? Flat Earth School hasn't started yet. This is just a test run, make sure I got reception. Evening, Adam. Satellite's working fine there. Thanks, satellites. See if we can get this set up here. Yep. Uh-oh. Wrong camera. There we go. All right. Yep. Does it zoom in somehow? Eh. Hey, what's up, everyone? Yep. Trying to get the camera to work. Just putting it on the tripod. Just leveling that horizon. Cameras. Is anyone else getting the chamber sounds? We'll find that here. This is all to do with our natural earth around us. This is fantastic. I really should have put this in the tripod before I started the live stream. I'm just happy I'm getting good picture out here. It's pretty remote where I am. Bit of a slanty horizon. See if we can fix it up. Can anyone hear the waves in the background? Or the wind? Hopefully not. It is going to be a beautiful sunrise this morning. Hardly any clouds out there, the horizon. Former Earth curvature. Yeah, it's pretty. It's even, this live stream doesn't really do it justice. It's like a deep red out there. What's the temp? It's not too bad. I thought it was going to be cooler. It's probably maybe 15 degrees Celsius. All right, it's around about showtime. How is everybody? I'll let a few more people come in. 39 watching. Thank you all for being here. All right, let's start this thing, eh? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm Mitchell from Australia, and this, all around us, 24/7 since the beginning of existence, is Flat Earth School. I'm going to be not your teacher, but a fellow student traveling along to these various locations. I've just come out of a cave to get to these sea cliffs. To the north there is Sydney. They're not doing too well at the moment. We're all locked down here at the moment, but Sydney's kind of doing it a bit tougher than most. But I digress. This is all about Flat Earth School. When the world turns on you, turn to Flat Earth School. So, I just want to get a quick message out. Before you can commit to Flat Earth, to have a real conversation about Flat Earth, you must first accept that you aren't living on a spinning globe in space. You must demolish your current belief system. You've been indoctrinated in school by the media, by so-called professionals and scientists, you literally need to throw it all away and start from the beginning. You need to prove to yourself what is actual reality around you. Well, I'm here today to not prove things to you, just to give you observations, to give you an insight to this beautiful Flat Earth School around us. So, before we can get to Flat Earth, as I said, you need to detach from that spinning globe. And the first 3 days of this Flat Earth School are going to be the 3 biggest Flat Earth, Globe Earth debunkers. So it's quite windy today. So I was going to start with the horizon, which we can see out there. We'll do some observations. I brought my P1000 and zoom in on that sun. Zoom in on the horizon. Zoom in north there. See what we can see. But I'll probably start with gas pressure without a container. The second best debunker of the globe. Tomorrow I'll probably do Coriolis effect. And then, so that's Monday to Wednesday. So Thursday, I've got a real special treat for everyone. I've got the #1 Flat Earth proof. You don't want to miss that. That's Thursday. And I'd just like to remind everyone that a couple of mice running around out here. It is beautiful if you don't look down. If you look out to the horizon at the sunset, sunset wherever you may be, but I've got a sunrise here. So I'm in this situation at the moment where I've become unemployable. That's why I'm doing this Flat Earth School here. I've been meaning to do live streams for a long time, but now that my circumstances have changed, some would say for the worse, if you look at the income perspective, but I'm looking at the bigger perspective. I've got more time with my family. I've got more time to show you guys things like this. The horizon out here, the sunrises. I'll turn the camera around in a second and show you the beautiful cave they've come out of. I'm up on some sea cliffs. But if you do like my work, if you do want to be part of the special guests on Friday, this week on Friday, I'm going to have Paul on the plane. It's going to be a special Dome Life reunion show. It's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss that one. If you do want to be part of those live shows on Friday, I encourage everyone to join me on Patreon. Become a patron. I am trying to get to 4,000 view hours on YouTube so I can start monetizing, and so I have a members section for these members videos. But up until then, Patreon, if you want to support my work, if you like my work, if you want to be one-on-one with me and Paul on the plane on Friday, if you want to ask us questions. That includes you, Globers. Globers are welcome. If you want to be a patron, if you want to debate me, my time is precious now. This is what I do. I can make videos like this, which I'm going to be doing today, tomorrow, for the next 5 days. I've got some friends here. Anyway, I could be doing this, or Globers, if you want my time is money for you guys. My time is free for flat earthers, but for Globers, if you want to debate me, you know where to find me. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to see what's going on in the chat. What's up, 73 in the live stream? Awesome. All right, let's see where we are. These beautiful sea cliffs here, where I'm on the south coast of New South Wales. Quite a fair way up. Say probably maybe 30-40 meters. The sunrise is going to be out there soon. To the north, as I said, there's... Hey, what's up, bro? Well, to the north is Sydney, doing it a bit tough. And this is the cave I just came out of. It's the only way to get up on this beautiful sea cliffs here. Let's go and have a little look. Hopefully the reception won't cut out. Shell Harbour, hey, how you going? Hope yous are all good. So I've just come from this tunnel here. I wonder if you can see through. Don't want to lose the live stream. But that's where I've came from. It's called Gosain's Tunnel. Out onto these beautiful sea cliffs. This is where I'm going to be spending the next 40-50 minutes with you guys. Ship out there. Definitely not going over the horizon. Yep, Madam Meekin, without the container there can be no pressure. From Conspiracy Cats. Yeah. Yeah, it's fast becoming my favourite topic too. Thanks, Ben. Alright. It's a bit unlevel there, but it's a nice background. Alright, let's get into this, eh? So gas pressure without a container. Why is that so important to the Globers? And I kind of want to do a brainstorming session here because I've come up with some things that the Globers aren't going to like about gas pressure in containers. So it's fairly well known now that the black swan is the biggest, the best globe debunker. It absolutely destroys their radius. That horizon out there, on every single occasion, needs to be physical for the Globers. For us, we just look at it. It's a horizon. It's what it is, what it's defined as, where the sky apparently meets the sea or the land. That's all it is for flat earthers. But globe believers, they have to make things up. And so they have to make up, after the black swan has debunked that horizon as Earth curvature, they have to tell us now that that horizon is not physical Earth curvature. It's an apparent horizon. Well, welcome to Flat Earth, Globers and anti-flat earthers, because that's our argument. That horizon is definitely not Earth curvature. It is always going to be apparent. So, to combat that, they come out with things like, no one's ever claimed the horizon is physical Earth curvature. Well, what does ships disappear over globers. Is it an optical effect? Yeah, it's an optical effect. I'm going to do some demonstrations on this optical effect. If some of you have been following my channel, I've done the coin disappearing on the flat table experiment. Well, not experiment, sorry. I shouldn't use that word. Test, observation. Definitely not an experiment. Can't science that. But the coin disappearing on a flat table. Is the table curved? No. I zoom in and I can see the coin again. What's going on there? Is it just an optical effect? The horizon is just the limit to our diffraction. To what we see with our eyes, cameras, telescopes, anything that is optical, it has a diffraction limit. But the globers like to tell us that in order to try and get their spherical Earth back there, the horizon back into some sort of globe edge, because we don't have an edge. We get told that we have ships dropping off the edge of our flat Earth. No. That's just a mainstream mocking that everyone's jumped on. There's no edge because there's no space. But globers have an edge. Globers absolutely must have an edge. That edge is what we're looking at right now. But it's not an edge, and that's been thoroughly debunked. And so, to combat all this, after the black swan has absolutely not only damaged but demolished the globe, they have to now say that light is being refracted. At what rate, globers? What is that refraction? It's definitely not stooping, towering, miraging. It's definitely not any of that actual refraction that can actually be seen. It's a different sort of refraction. It's 7/6 of the R value. And that's a massive problem for globers. The R value. The thing that got absolutely demolished by the black swan. 3969 miles. How far are you seeing from left to right now? It's hard to tell because I'm probably 60 miles, about 100 kilometers south of Sydney. Sydney's that way. End of that peninsula there is kind of where Sydney starts. You know what? I might actually do an observation before we start with about gas pressure of our container. I was kind of leading to something, but I might do... Yo, what's up, Nathan? Might do a bit of an observation here towards Sydney. See what we can see, hey? Got my P1000, I'll just set it up on the tripod. Or I would if it's got the... great. Alright, tripod's a bit broken. That's alright. Don't need it. Let's see how we go. Alright, let's see. Where's the thing? Alright. Alright, got my trusty P1000 here. Let's see what we can see. How's it coming through, everyone? A bit blurry. It'd be great if I had a tripod that actually worked. Ah, man, alright. Hang on. No, I'll just try and sit it on the tripod. How's that? Try and sit it on the tripod that the kids have been playing with. That no longer has that little attachment for the camera. Alright. Yes, Adam is ace. All of you today joining me for my inaugural Flat Earth School. You're all ace. You're all awesome. What's going on? Might put it on a different setting. Alright. Yep. Alright, so move this over. Hang on. Alright. See how this goes. Get the chat back there. Alright. Yeah, smash that like button, thank you. So we've got some beautiful sea cliffs here. Absolutely gorgeous. Gonna be zooming in the sunrise soon too. Hopefully it's not coming through too blurry for you guys. I might actually clear... Shout me out, Sir Mitchell. Hey, Jungle Juice, yeah, I'll shout you out. Thanks, Nathan, for smashing the like button. Might actually try and clear that screen. See if that's any better. There we go, alright. Let's see if you can see this a bit better now. Alright, let's see now. Alright, so north. Be nice if we got a good image here. I think the light's a bit too low at the moment. So there is, so that mountain here, I'll zoom out a bit so you can see it. It's that mountain right there. It's called Saddleback Mountain. That's a great observation point that I'm going to be doing observation there, Saddleback Mountain. And to the end of that peninsula there, I was meant to look up exactly how far that is. I think the light's a bit not very good light at the moment. Might have to wait till the sun kind of comes up a bit. Oh no, the lens on the P1000 is quite dirty. That'll make a difference. Sorry for a bit of shop talk here, but alright, I can get these observations good for you. Alright, I'll turn. Not much is working well. At least we've got live stream going. I didn't think I was going to get reception here. Alright, so we've got Saddleback Mountain. And to the end of that, to the east of that, that's heaps better. We've got Kiama. So that is a fair distance. Probably maybe 30 kilometers. I'm trying to do I'm not trying to do a black swan observation here. I'm just seeing what we can see. People are asking how far we can see. Left to right. Oh man. Still doesn't want to play the game. Alright, we might have to wait till the sun comes up a bit. It's very low light here. I'll zoom out a bit and I'll show you where Sydney is meant to be. About 100 kilometres north. So at the end of that peninsula is Kurnell, which is about 100 kilometres north. Not trying to do a black swan observation, just telling you where I can see here. Definitely have to get this sorted. Because I know we can see Kiama 30 kilometres north. It's got a lighthouse. I think it's turned off at the moment. Alright, P1000 doesn't want to work for us today. We'll do it a bit later. Sun's definitely coming closer. Closer. Yeah. Alright, have another look at this beautiful sunrise here. A few clouds out there, but that's not where the... You see curved water? Key point to it. That's where the sun's going to come up in about maybe 20 minutes. Keep a track of that. Get a nice sunrise picture. Alright, so let's dive into the topic for today. Like I said before at the start of the stream, before we can talk about flat Earth, before we can have a serious discussion, you need to first break all your beliefs down. You need to start from the start, pretty much. We've been lied to and deceived about almost everything. It's really a personal journey for everyone. You need to start at the start. You need to work your way back. If you still think you're living on a globe, he's got a P1000. That is awesome. Not to I'm still learning too. Everyone's learning. So in order to have an actual flat earth discussion, we need to break loose of the globe religion, because it is a religion, it's a cult. It only exists in imagination, in maths, which proves nothing. So in order to do that, I'm going to help you on your journey. Today's Monday for you in the north. Oh, time zones. I had some people messaging me yesterday from Australia, from my kind of time zone, asking why didn't I do the live stream yesterday. Because today is Tuesday here in Australia, but I'm kind of working off America and UK time, which is Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, I'm going to be doing the 3 biggest globe earth debunkers. The 3 biggest globe killers, which are, number 1, the Black Swan. Absolutely reigning champion. It's been going on for 20 months now. The globe believers, that if a globe believer comes across the Black Swan, and if they're honest, they turn to looking what their world is, because there's no way you can go back to a globe religion after seeing the Black Swan. The Black Swan absolutely demolishes everything about the globe earth, and that's probably tomorrow's topic. Today's topic is the 2nd best globe earth destroyer, gas pressure without a container. Can you have gas pressure without a container? It is the space killer. The notion that we are living in space. And I suppose the notion that we are a globe spinning in space. But specifically gas pressure outer space is absolutely fake. You can't have gas pressure without a container. If the sky was a vacuum, the gas we breathe would fill the space. Absolutely, Nathan Oakley. And I'd like to do a brainstorming session with everyone. I'll just do the 3rd biggest globe killer, which is the Coriolis effect. I'll be doing that with my drone at a beautiful big lake here on the south coast. And that'll be another day. But today is gas pressure. We want to talk about gas pressure, specifically without a container. What's the Black Swan? Go back to my videos. The number 1 globe killer on my YouTube channel. That's the Black Swan. But today, like I said, gas pressure without container. Now, the Black Swan has forced globers and more anti-flat earthers. Globers, when they say they're Black Swan, they either have to turn into anti-flat earth, which is just people mocking the flat earth. That's what anti-flat earthers are. They're not actual globers. They're just on the globe side fighting against whatever flat earthers are saying. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what their argument is. Doesn't matter if they throw their own model under the bus, like many have before. Hang on, I got a good video of that. I've got a great video. This is what the Black Swan does to people. All right. Hang on.
The radius.
Yep. Hang on. I've got my trusty iPad here. Everybody see that good? All right. This is what the Black Swan does to. I wouldn't call him a globe believer. I'll call him an anti-flat earther. All right. What?
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
After hearing the Black Swan argument, this is what an anti-flat earther has to say about the Black Swan.
You would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
3959 miles has been disproved by their own admission. And so now what do they say about the horizon? They say it's refracted. Well, got news for you ballers. Refraction, it requires an R value. In your case, the Earth maths, the globe Earth maths, the 7/6 of the radius value requires an R. So it becomes farcical. I'm going to go into that with the Black Swan maybe tomorrow. But today, so the globers tell us it's refracted. So when we're looking out at the horizon, that beautiful flat horizon, We're told now by the anti-flat earthers that light is bending through air. Through air, you say? That's a big problem if you think you have an open system, a gas pressure next to a container, Globers. When you say refraction, and you say that light is bending through the air, you're invoking a container. Have you realised that, anti-flat earthers? You're invoking a container when we say refraction. Because it's all to do with air, isn't it? And gas. You can't have gas without a container, Globers. You can't have refraction without air. Gas. Yeah, you're gonna need not only an R value for your refraction, you're gonna need a container. Every single globe proof starts with not only R, but also with a container. It absolutely needs something to press upon. In all instances, gas pressure needs that container. Yep, you're going to need R for that, and you're going to need a container for that. Absolutely, unequivocally need a container for your gas. When you say atmosphere, I know Nathan Oakley's in the chat here. He likes to say sphere-shaped air. Well, when you say atmosphere, anti-flat earthers, you're invoking a container. Atmosphere, sphere-shaped air. Show us some air in a shape without that container. You need the container. You can't have a shape without the container. Unwittingly, the globers tell us these arguments. I keep saying globers. The globers are just the normies, the everyday people. They don't really know what's going on. They haven't really heard the actual flat earth arguments, and that's what I'm here for. If you know a normie, if you know a globe believer, someone who hasn't really looked into flat earth yet, point them to Flat Earth School. This is what Flat Earth School is. It's everything you see here. 24/7 since the beginning of creation. That's what Flat Earth School is. I'm not Flat Earth School. It's the world around us. I'm not a teacher. I'm merely a student like everyone else here. 108 people in the live chat. Thank you so much for joining me in this inaugural Flat Earth School. I'm going to be going to locations like this daily, showing you observations, trying to explain some things to people. Like I was saying, if you know a globe believer, point them to Flat Earth School. Point them to these streams, because it is globe believers that have choices here when they see things like this, when they see the Black Swan, when they see my streams, when they see other Flat Earth streams and videos. They have choices. They can either block their ears and just happily keep living on a globe, not look into it. Another popular option is you can make a lot of money off it, being an anti-flat earther. Like I said, it doesn't matter what arguments you put forward, you demolish your own religion of a globe. It doesn't matter. You throw it straight under the bus in order to just go against whatever the flat earth is saying. Like I showed before, Mr. Sensible, when shown the Black Swan, what was his response? Anti-flat earther, Mr. Sensible, his response to the Black Swan, chucking his globe model under the bus.
Best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Disproves the radius of the Earth. Simon Dan, when detailed how the Coriolis effect must happen, he says, you and your reference frames are ruined. He's definitely not talking to us flat earthers, because we don't have reference frames. We don't have 2 reference frames, which is required by the Earth, the globe Earth, the spinning globe Earth for Coriolis effect. We just have what we see. We have a drone just hovering, which I'm going to show everyone. But that's what happens when people are shown the black swan. I'm just going to pan over a little bit here because the sun is kind of coming up. Globers have choices, and it is up to every individual to make their own decision. Now, the other option is to look into flat Earth, and this is what I'm trying to get people to do with these live streams. If you know a glober, point them to these live streams and just tell them to open their mind, open their eyes, look at these observations, because it's only then when you forget everything you've been told, forget everything you've been taught. Only then can you truly look at your world with new eyes and see what it's all about. That horizon out there, it is not a physical Earth curvature. The black swan absolutely debunked that. I'll be going over that tomorrow or the next day. Today, gas pressure of our container. I've already gone over, when you say atmosphere, that's invoking a container. You cannot have gas pressure without the necessary antecedent of a container. It is about to be a beautiful sunrise over there. I'll try and set up my P1000 again, see how it goes. Hopefully the light's a bit better now. It's going to be a gorgeous sunrise this morning. A few clouds around, which makes it a bit nice, but hopefully it's not going to be blocking that. There's a physical blockage, the clouds. Well, definitely not. Whoop. There's the. Whoa. Sorry, everyone. Just come off the tripod. Didn't know you could zoom in. Ah, that's nice. Sun's about to come up. Zoom back out for better resolution. Oh, I'm going to put my P1000 on the tripod and all gas fills the container. That's why super hexafluoride. All gas absolutely fills the container. We would not see these beautiful sunrises without a container. How is this light making these colours? It's definitely got air. We're looking through air. Globers or anti-flat earthers would say we're looking through atmosphere. Yeah, we'd keep gas pressure in a wheelbarrow if we could. Alright, let's see. How's that coming through? This is the P1000. Let's see what we can see here. It's going to be a beautiful flat earth sunrise today. Probably right around there. Now the P1000's working, that's nice. Look at those colours. Only possible on in a contained earth, contained environment. Doesn't work if there's no air. Any flat earthers would say atmosphere, spherical shaped air. Absolutely need a container for shaped air. Any shaped air, you need a container. Unwittingly, everything that they say just debunks their own claim. That's what anti-flat earthers are. What's going on? Where's the camera? Anti-flat earthers, like I said before, just absolutely doesn't matter if they throw their own model under the bus, they just have to go against flat earth. I'm waiting for someone to say, why don't we see the sun? Oh, there it is. Beautiful sunrise here. From a couple of hours south of Sydney, Australia. Just peeking up. Now we'll zoom back out. looks a lot different to when I zoom in. Like in my promo video, I said, what is the sun? Anyone got any idea? Because I don't. Wouldn't have a clue what the sun is. All I know, it just rises in the east, sets in the west every single day. Absolutely, Nathan. V is the volume. If we didn't have a volume, a container. Oh no, that's just dirt. I thought things were rising up then, like gas. If we didn't have a container, we would have no gas. There would be no gas pressure. There would be nothing pressing. To see these beautiful colors. I'll just I just want to try something. Does this make it upside down for everyone, or is it right way up still? It's just a bit easier to hold the camera. Look at this beautiful sunrise. See that edge? That edge right there, that horizon, in every case, if you're a globe believer or an anti-flat earther, needs to be earth curvature, physical. It needs to be physical to block that sun. And is the earth turning, or is the sun moving? Well, that's one of the things we're going to be going over this week. Coriolis effect, earth turning. Oh. Look at that. That has to be physical earth curvature. And look at that, bit of refraction there. That can only happen, refraction can only happen in a contained system, in a container. If you've got air, you have a container. And I challenge anyone to disprove that. Show us air without a container. Gas pressure, gas existing without a container. Can anyone show us that? No. Every single instance starts with a container. In Are They Trusted? Not anymore. Look at that, beautiful. The sun is now clearly above the horizon. Zoom back out. Oh, look, the sun looks like it's not. Ah, why can't we zoom in on the sun and it looks like it's higher or lower? Maybe we can. Look, its sun's clearly above the horizon there. Zoom back out. Sun looks like it's still getting blocked a little bit. Oh, isn't that interesting? It's observations like this that need to be done to show people that things aren't what they seem. It is not a physical earth curvature that is blocking anything. Okay, Don Gios, email me at Mitchell from Australia. Explain what you want to me. It's beautiful sunrise here on beautiful flat earth school. Just gorgeous. It's rather dark in Melbourne right now. Oh, that's interesting. Well, it's rather light here right now. I'll show you where I... Oh, there's a ship out there too. Oh, that's interesting. I'll zoom on him a bit later, but I'll show you where I am. I think it's still zoomed. There we go. Isn't that interesting? Ah, I can probably do it with my phone too. Zoom in. Sun's definitely above the horizon. Zoom out. Yeah. It's probably a bit too high now. Beautiful flat earth horizon here at Flat Earth School. This is what Flat Earth School is. It is all around us 24/7. I'm not a teacher, merely a student like the rest of you. And I just want to share my part of the Flat Earth School with everybody. This sun doesn't look like the D to ITRH is fade. Yeah, because it's coming towards us. There's different conditions there. And he's looking at it through a drone. I'm zooming in with a P1000. It's totally different conditions. I just want to show you where I came from. So I've walked, jogged, kind of, about 2.5 kilometers to get here today. I've come from this tunnel. and I've come out onto these sea caves here to do these observations with you guys. Got my P1000 there. I've come from this tunnel, this sea cliff tunnel. Pretty cool. Good fun. Gosang's Tunnel. If you're ever in the south coast, come to Kurrarong, go to Gosang's Tunnel. It is beautiful out here. Pretty far. I saw a seal down there before too. I was going to zoom in on it, but it kind of went. Seals around here, dolphins, great whale watching. That's just the things we find in the world around us, the flat earth school around us. Wonder if that seal's still there. This is actually, over there, it's called Mermaid's Inlet. And that's because people thought that they saw what was described as mermaids sticking out of the water. It's actually seals. There's a colony of seals around here, just over there. What causes the refraction? Well, in all cases, you must have a container. To have air, to have light bending in air, you must have a container. That's what we're talking about here. I'll get back on topic. So what was the specific question? What causes that refraction at the bottom of the sun as you zoom in and it separates from the horizon? Well, that's kind of just the quality of the image that you're seeing. So as we're zoomed out, seeing more light, it's more saturation, more flare and glare. It's all to do with just how you're seeing the light. Like, I can see this, like, we're looking at the sun through this phone here, and it looks quite different to my eye. And it looks a little bit different to the P1000. Zoom in, kind of get a better detail. Definitely above that non-physical horizon. He didn't fake it. DITRH doesn't fake anything. Can't say that about the boss. Best teacher ever. I know, the Flat Earth School is definitely the best teacher ever. This world around us, this is the teacher. This teaches us everything. We need to get away from imagination. That's what I'm trying to get through to people on these live streams. We need to get through to people. Law of halves, resolution limit of the lens. Yep, thanks Adam. Someone asked before, why does the sun look like this? And then we zoom in and we get a more defined image of the sun here. Thanks Adam. Zoom back out. So what did Adam say again? Law of halves, resolution limit of the lens. Yep, absolutely. And everything has a resolution limit. Our eyes, anything optical, cameras. Beautiful sun there. Hope you all caught the sunrise moments ago. Alright, we'll get back on topic. Gas pressure without a container. I just wanted to show everyone that beautiful sunrise. Gas pressure without a container. So I want to do some brainstorming here. What else about our world needs containment? Go on, I want everyone to pitch in. I'll go back to the bottom of the chat. Globebusters first. Thanks for joining us, Bob. So breathing, just that natural thing that we do mindlessly every day. Breathing needs a container, needs containment. We need to be in a container to have that gas pressure. What else? Any bodily function basically needs containment. Not only around us, but we need to contain it too. We have lungs. They're containers. And we are breathing because we have a container around us. That's just what we need to breathe. That's what we need to live. Containment. You cannot have gas pressure that we're breathing next to a vacuum. Right up there somewhere, out there somewhere. Everywhere you look on a globe, if you think you're living on a globe, that has to be space for this air to fill. Everywhere above that non-physical horizon has to be space to fill this gas pressure that we breathe. What else do we need? What else points us to Yeah, sun rays appear and bend. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? You can see it all the way over here. You can't even see the sun in the kind of, you can see a bending light ray. How far is the sun? Well, that all depends what religion you subscribe to. If you are a glober, you think the sun is 93 million miles away. That sun right there. But the black swan absolutely debunks that. Yeah, gas pressure gradient. Okay, so to have a gas pressure gradient, you must first have gas pressure in the first instance. I just want to play a video, a bit of a video here from someone who has a massive following. His name is Matthew. What's his name? Matthew Weathers, I think it is. Hang on. He's got a claim about gas pressure. I just want to show you all. All right. Let's see. Let's have a look at Matthew Weathers. What's he say?
Pressure gradient. You need gas pressure in the first instance.
All right. What's
which
Matthew?
In all cases needs containment.
I like to use this analogy. How do you make grapes into grape juice? Well, you have to squeeze them. You put them into a container and squeeze. So you may think that a container is necessary for making grape juice. That's usually true, but there is another way. You could make a big pile of grapes on the ground, and as the pile grows bigger and bigger, eventually it will weigh so much that the grapes on the bottom will be squeezed and you'll get grape juice without using a container. It's somewhat similar with atmosphere. The weight of the air causes higher pressure at the bottom.
The weight of the air causes higher pressure at the bottom. Before we go into that statement, how do we have air in the first place? How do we have high air, lower air, gas pressure gradient? We need a container. It needs to be contained. It needs to be pushing on something at the top. This is what anti-flat earthers tell us. They have to make things up like gas go down, go squash other gases. That's exactly what we just heard. Gas go down, squash other gases at the bottom. So he said the weight of the gas. How do you weigh a gas? Matthew Weathers, 600,000 subscribers. Anti-flat earther. How do you weigh a gas? You must have a container. You have to contain it to weigh it. Must have a container to have gas pressure. Doesn't matter what religion you belong to. This is the flat earth school. The school that's all around us 24/7 since the beginning of existence. You must have a container to not only weigh gas, but just to have gas in the first instance, to breathe, to have a gas pressure gradient. Yes, the gas pressure definitely drops as we go up or away from the ground. But how do we still have gas pressure? How do we have gas pressure in the first instance? A container, containment. That's the only way we're ever going to get gas existing. So let's talk about the vacuum, space. What does this mean for space? Why is this such a globe killer? It's not just about the container, it's about space. We get told we are on this spinning ball in space. How can space exist, being a vacuum, next to this gas pressure that must have containment? We get told it's an open system. It must be an open system. For them to launch rockets out of, to go to the moon. Moon's not up yet. Do some moon rises too, that'd be cool. You must have an open system if you think you're living on a globe. Now, what does that mean for gas pressure? You guessed it, gas pressure will fill that space. It's literally called space. We are told. They say it. They give it to us. It's space. It is a space for the gas molecules to fill. Gas expands randomly in all directions. Some have different ideas on that, and that's why I'm going to get one of the live viewers here, Bob from Globebusters, he's going to be on possibly next week to detail something that is fascinating. The downward bias, what do you call it, Bob, if you're still in the chat? I don't want to put words in your mouth, so if you're still in the chat, Bob, what is the something? Downward electrostatic vector. Okay, thanks Bob. I'm going to get Bob on, and possibly Austin Whitten gets it, and Zach, Good Times for All. I'm going to get them on hopefully next Friday, to detail the electrostatic downward vector. Oh, we've got a whale out here right there. Let's see if we can zoom in on him. This is why I wanted to come out here, just to see if whales come a bit close. And there's definitely one out there, not far off, probably 50 meters off the coast just here. There's a few out there actually. One's coming a bit closer, sorry. That's why I was going to get Bob from Globebusters on, not this Friday. This Friday we've got Paul on the plane. It's going to be a special show. If you have followed any of my work, downward electrostatic vector. Thanks, Bob. Whoops, that was way up there. I'm going to get Paul on the plane this Friday. Me and him, Dome Life reunion show. If anyone's followed any of our work, you'll know that we had a podcast up until the beginning of this year. We've been very busy people, but we've decided to come back together. I've had who better than to have? He's my biggest supporter. He's my first patron. He built his podcast and asked me to come on it. We co-hosted it for probably 18 months, almost 2 years. And now it's been a fair while, probably 8-9 months since me and Paul had a podcast together. And this Friday, it's going to be a bit of a reunion. It's going to be probably a bit emotional. Going to catch up, going to talk everything about what's going on in the world at the moment. I haven't really talked about it too much today. But it's pretty much the reason why I'm doing these flat earth schools, because I now have the opportunity, after becoming essentially unemployable with the conditions of the world today. I'll go into it, not now, another show. I've got a lot of time on my hands, and I'm trying to look for a new way to kind of earn a living without being a slave. I've essentially wouldn't say lost my slave job, but it is. Oh, there's the whale. Been looking for you. How are you? Welcome to Flat Earth School. He knows he's in Flat Earth. Whales absolutely know they're on a flat Earth. Oh, some just breached there. Beautiful. Thanks for the show, whales. Humpback whales here off the coast of Australia. How do they breathe? How do they push that air out of their lungs? Because there's a container, because we are contained. Only happens in a contained system. And it's definitely not a static system. It's a very dynamic system. It has cycles everywhere you look. Everything's recycled, everything's dynamic. That means moving, that means changing. Everywhere we look, everything is changing. That only happens in a contained system. And like I was saying before, what does that mean for space? Anything to do with space. Those things, the lights in the sky we call planets, what does that mean for those things? It means they're not there. They're not physical things that we can travel to. That's what it means. There's no space in between us here, breathing this gas pressure, and whatever is up there, those lights in the sky. You have to have a physical assumption bias that they're, one, physical, and two, in an open, there's another breach. You have to assume that we're in an open system. That violates all natural laws, all natural gas laws. I was just about to go into it, but I saw the whales. Good distraction. Awesome distraction. Me and my family love coming out to places like this and seeing the whales. Another one out there just kind of poking its hump out. It's beautiful. My family will be with me on some of these live streams. It's just a bit early from this morning. I got up at 4:30 to get out here, as it was a bit of a walk. If you didn't join me before, came from that cave over there through the Gosang's tunnel to get to these sea cliffs. Awesome view here. We saw the sunrise. Talking about gas pressure, how gas pressure can exist in this world. Needs containment in all instances, must have containment. So I'll go through some natural gas laws. Sorry, just clearing my throat here. Hope you all saw those whales before. Sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat too much. I've been looking at this beautiful flat earth school around us. All right, let's go through some natural gas laws. Boyle's law. If the gas volume is decreased, the container wall area decreases and the molecule wall collision frequency increases, both of which increase the pressure exerted by the gas. Boyle's law absolutely must have a container in it. Ideal gas law, PV equals nRT. The V, what's the V? The volume. Must have a volume for natural gas law. Now, what are natural laws? They're things that occur always and never not occur. We can never... They're natural laws because it's nature. It's the things around us that we observe always. If we had an instance of it not occurring, it would not be a natural law anymore. But it absolutely does occur. There's those whales again. Well, there they are. Humpback whales. Another breath out into the container. Can only breathe in a container. Necessary antecedent to have gas pressure. I was talking about natural laws. So natural laws occur always. That's why it's a natural law. If it was not observed in only even one instance it takes for a natural law to not be observed, and it wouldn't be a natural law anymore. It would not be a law. Beautiful tail there from the whales. Natural laws are natural laws because they occur always. And they never not occur. Thank you all for joining me today. Yeah, whales are awesome. Yes, Adam, if PV equals nRT and the V equals the infinite vacuum of space, which is everything above that horizon in all directions, everything. If you live on a, that's where your space is, the infinite vacuum of space in every direction forever. If that is the volume, then P is 0 in PV equals nRT. And yet we're still breathing gas pressure. Exactly, Adam. Thank you for joining me on this live stream, Adam. Exactly what Adam just said. If the V in PV equals nRT in the natural gas law, the ideal gas law, if the V is infinite, or at the very least extremely large, the P, the pressure, is essentially 0. And what are we doing right now? We're all breathing. We are all in a contained system. We need a container, a contained system to live. We just saw whales breathing out there, spraying water. They can only do that into a contained system. If there was a sky vacuum, a space for the gas to fill, we wouldn't be breathing. We wouldn't even have water. I want to go into the water cycle too. Now, I think it's about 7 o'clock. I did say I was only going to 7. but I'll go a bit longer. We've still got almost 100 viewers here on this inaugural live stream. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you do like my work, I've got a link to my Patreon in this description, hopefully. I think I put that in there. There's Patreon/Mitchell from Australia. If you do like my work, it would mean so much to me if you could support me. And if you do become a patron, you get access to the weekly special guests on Friday. This week it's going to be Paul on the Plane. Next week it's going to be Bob from Globebusters talking about the electrostatic downward vector. The week after, not sure, haven't really lined up anyone. I've asked Karen B to be on the show. She's accepted. We're going to be talking about everything to do with kind of just everyday life. Like we homeschool. I've got 5 children. We homeschool. I think Karen does the same. We just want to talk about how to talk about our world, our beautiful flat earth school to our kids, and when to. And the secret is it's they're never too young and they're never too old. You're never too old, you're never too young to talk about the beautiful world, the flat earth school around us. That's what the secret is. No matter how much you know or how little you know, it's all about just the world around us, this beautiful world. Flat earth school. It's not 7, it's 3:01. Okay, thanks, Jess. Wherever you are on this beautiful flat enclosed stationary plane, thank you for joining me. Still almost 100 viewers. So I was talking about the guests I'm going to have. These, I'm planning to only have these to members. And I'm going to release them later, but if you want to be live with us, with my special guest on Friday, please join Patreon. It'll get you access, just as little as $5 a month. It'll get you access to watch all the streams live. If you want to interact with us, if you want to be one-on-one with me or our special guests, ask us questions. If you feel like you want to donate a bit more, this is now intended to be my main income stream, as I said before, I've kind of become unemployable in this climate at the moment. Got a lot of time to be doing these. Going to be out here every day, Monday to Friday, or Monday to Thursday, and a special guest on Friday. If you think that I'm doing all right, you like my content, you like this flat earth school that I'm putting out, please, whatever you have, there's a lot of people more worse off than me. If you think you've got a bit to spare, Patreon/Mitchell from Australia. But I'm going to be out here regardless, every day, at least 4 days a week, out at different locations. Today I'm at Kararong, south coast of New South Wales. Climbed through this little cave here to get this beautiful sea cliff. We just saw some whales, we saw the sunrise, talking about gas pressure of our container. The reason why I'm doing that is before we go into flat earth proofs, we need to debunk. We need to get rid of the notion that we live on a globe. We need to scrunch it up, we need to toss it away, we need to start again. And this is how we do it, by going through these 3 big things: the black swan, gas pressure of our container, and Coriolis effect. So today I was covering gas pressure of our container. We're going through the natural laws, we're going through pretty much everything that the globers bring up. A lot of the things, like atmosphere, needs a container, unwittingly. Invoking a container. Refraction needs a container. Without even having to debunk these things, you need a container. It needs to be contained. That debunks space. It debunks a globe, spherical globe, floating in a vacuum. You cannot have a vacuum next to gas pressure. And inherently, a vacuum is abhorred by nature. Nature hates a vacuum. A vacuum is never natural. See all these natural things around us? You'd never find a vacuum in it. All the gas pressure gradient. Definitely not ignoring the gas pressure gradient, Mark. How do you have a gas pressure gradient? Well, what's the first thing you need? Gas. Definitely need gas for that gas pressure gradient, don't we? I want to show you that video again from Matthew Weathers. Mark, I hope you're watching and listening. Gonna get that. This guy has about 600,000 subscribers, any flat
in the
earther.
first instance,
Yes.
which in all cases needs containment.
Hope you're listening,
I like
Mark.
to use this analogy. How do you make grapes into grape juice? Well, you have to squeeze them. You put them into a container and squeeze. So you may think that a container is necessary for making grape juice. That's usually true, but there is another way. You could make a big pile of grapes on the ground. As the pile grows bigger and bigger, eventually it will weigh so much that the grapes on the bottom will be squeezed and you'll get grape juice without using a container. It's somewhat similar with atmosphere. The weight of the air causes higher pressure at the bottom.
The weight of the air causes higher pressure at the bottom. So we've got a gas pressure gradient, correct, Mark? Number one, how do you weigh air? How do you have a weight of air? You need a container. Definitely need a container. Number two, how do you have gas pressure in the first instance? Definitely need a container. So you need first, number one, containment. Number two, gas pressure. Gas pressure will come from containment. And number three, then you get gas pressure gradient. It is a delta of gas pressure. That means you first need gas pressure in order to have the gas pressure gradient. So we're definitely not ignoring the gas pressure gradient. We absolutely have a gas pressure gradient. The higher you go, the less gas we have. So I heard an interesting statistic before. I think it was Brian's Logic, possibly. Sorry if I butchered who said it, but did everyone know that between 0, which is ground level, and 10 miles, I think it is 75% of the world's gas? Between 0 and 10 miles. Put your hand up if you knew that. Between 0 and 10 miles. So 75% of the world's entire gas is between 0 and 10 miles. It's not very far up there. And out of that 0 to 10 miles, 75% of that 0 to 10 miles, 75% of that gas exists between 1 mile and the ground. So the majority of our gas in our world exists between 0 and 1 mile. The vast majority of gas between us and clouds, pretty much. That's probably why there's a cloud layer. Clouds only exist because we have containment. And I was going to talk about the water cycle before, but I think the whales came up. So the water cycle. The water itself only exists because we are contained. Water, that thing there, that big, we call it the sun. Whatever it is, it's a massive entropy generator. That means change. It is the biggest changer of this world. It is the thing that changes everything. It pumps energy into our world, whatever you want to call it. Energy, movement, whatever you want to call it. It makes energy into this world. It heats up the water, makes those molecules turn into getting very excited, turning into gas, evaporating, goes up. Now, if we had this water next to a vacuum, who's seen water in a vacuum? I think I've got a video of it. Who's seen water in a vacuum? What happens to water in a vacuum? It boils. Hang on, let's see if we can find it. Yep, there it is. All right. Water in a vacuum. What's going on? Go back. All right, water in a vacuum. Let's see what happens. And see how we have to make this vacuum a man-made vacuum. You'll never find a vacuum in nature, ever. That water boils. It evaporates. It goes. And the only reason why it doesn't just keep going is because of the container around it. Now, like Adam said before, Adam Meakin, he said PV equals nRT, the ideal natural gas law. If the V was the infinite vacuum of space, that's the volume, then this water here would almost instantly evaporate and it would never come back. There is no way that this water here can be existing without a container. And there's no way we can have the natural water cycle or gas cycle, any cycle here, without containment. Gas pressure, gas, water vapor, gas, needs containment. What's the water cycle? I've been teaching it to my kids for a fair few years. We have floods, we have rains, we have drought. It's all to do with the water cycle. The sun heats up the water evaporates, travels up, or it travels every single direction, not just up, not just down, not just sideways, every single direction. Gas pressure goes in every single direction. Goes up, and when it kind of gets to whatever the level is it wants to get to, it condenses, turns back into liquidish water and falls back down. The only way that clouds can form is if we're in a container, if we are contained. Otherwise, that water vapor would just keep going up into the infinite vacuum of space. There would be no water, there would be no air, no gas. Yeah, definitely. I'll probably need a mod. Email me at Mitchell from Australia if you can be here between 6 a.m, 7 a.m. Australian time, 3 to 4 p.m. Central time, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. UK time. If you want to be a mod, I'm happy to take you on, because I'm not really looking at the chat too much here. unless you put at Mitchell from Australia, I'm not really seeing the chat. I apologise. But gas pressure of our container, we are absolutely contained. Everything we've talked about today needs containment. There's another video too. Look what happens to a marshmallow in a vacuum. What's happening to the marshmallow? Expanding? Well, trying to show too much of the video. But yeah, I just want to touch on this. So I'm going through the 3 biggest globe killers, and then on Thursday, hey Quantum Eraser, thanks for coming here. On Thursday, I'm going to be releasing the #1 flat Earth proof, and that's the thumbnail for it. You can people talking about this lately, and I'm going to expand on it, and it's going to be the absolute #1 flat Earth proof, just like the Black Swan is the #1 globe killer. It's after we debunk where we live by these next 3 days here. Monday, today, gone through gas pressure of our container. Space is fake, needed containment. To have gas pressure, absolutely need containment. So we've absolutely smashed space today. We didn't have to talk about NASA. We didn't have to talk about rockets or planets or any of that. It's just, there's no space between here and whatever you think's out there. There's no space, it's contained. We need containment. Tomorrow we'll talk about either Black Swan horizon or Coriolis effect. So they're the 3 biggest globe killers. And like I said on the start of the stream, we need to demolish that religious globe Earth notion before we can talk about flat Earth. Before you can have an honest conversation about the world we live in, you have to first break down everything that you know and build yourself back up. Build it back up. Build up what you can prove in our flat Earth school all around us. I'm not the flat Earth school. I'm not a teacher. I'm merely a student in this flat Earth school around us. And I'm going to be coming to you daily this week, debunking the globe. Thursday, proving the flat Earth, and Friday, myself and Paul on the plane are going to have a Dome Life reunion stream. Please join us for that. Join me on Patron if you want to come live. I'll probably release it in a week or so. But if you want to be live with us on Fridays with our special guests, this week is Paul on the plane. Am I on different platforms? Not at the moment. I'm going to be definitely looking into other platforms, because the stuff I'm going to be talking about, why I'm currently unemployable, is definitely a trigger for the algorithms on YouTube. So that's why I'm going to be looking for other platforms, just in case it does trigger the algorithms won't go into it today. Today's about debunking globe and gas pressure with our container. We are absolutely contained. If you want to go back and listen to this stream, watch this stream, we had a beautiful sunrise. We've seen, I saw some seals. I wasn't quick enough to show you guys, sorry, but we saw some whales. Saw some whales breathing into this containment that we have just off the coast here. We saw a sunrise. Definitely, the Earth definitely wasn't moving. Gonna go into that over the next couple of days. So thank you, everybody. Still 100 viewers. This is awesome. This is a great turnout. I really appreciate everyone's help here. It's a fascinating subject, isn't it? It is our flat Earth school. Everything around us, everything natural, everything that we see is the flat Earth school. Really appreciate all of you joining me here. Being a student with me. I'm not a teacher, I'm just a student. Just coming to you from various locations. So I've got some beautiful beaches I want to show you guys. This is just one of the sea cliffs. Came through a tunnel here to get to you guys. Walked a couple of kilometers. Good fun. Gonna have my family with me some of these live streams. If you enjoy this flat Earth school, please consider joining up as a patron. I'm trying to get to 4,000 view hours soon, so I can monetize. I can start doing super chats. I can have a members area. That's where I'm going to be putting the live streams for the flat Earth, the Friday special guests. This week I'm going to have Paul on the plane. Next week, hopefully Globebusters, Bob from Globebusters. He might bring along Witzer Gets It and Zach Good Times for All. We're going to be talking about the electrostatic downward vector. It's going to be fascinating. The week after that, I've got some other guests lined up, maybe, possibly Quantum Eraser. Hey, Quantum Eraser. Probably talk about science. I've asked Karen B to come on. We're going to be talking about just everything kind of home life, like our kids, schooling, when to talk about flat Earth to kids, friends and family. Just kind of just normal things that people should be doing. The conversations. If you know of a friend or family who is a globe believer, not anti-flat earthers, anti-flat earthers aren't going to like these things. All anti-flat earthers do is go against our arguments. That's all they do. If you know someone who's a globe believer, point them to these streams. Hopefully these streams can help them out and we can have a decent conversation about the world that we live in. This is our flat Earth school. It is our teacher. It is the only thing that we can use to verify what is around us. We don't stop using your imagination. We don't need it. All we need is this beautiful flat Earth school. That's all we need. Just have another look at that sun. Oh, it's pretty bright. And that horizon is absolutely flat. Thanks, Adam. Much love to everyone. I'm going to head off now. Thank you for joining me. I will be back at the same time tomorrow from a new location, from probably a beautiful beach, either talking about the Black Swan or Coriolis effect. I'm going to have my drone for that one. Oh, Karen. Oh, sorry. Just missed it. So 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Australian time, Australian Eastern time, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Central time, 9 p.m. till 10 p.m. UK time, every weekday, Monday to Friday. Monday to Thursday, I'm going to be out on location like I have been, seeing sunrises, seeing whales, seeing our beautiful flat Earth school, and then Fridays I'm going to have special guests on. So I hope you can all join me tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. I might just keep the stream going while I pack up. You guys can watch. Probably not the sun. Maybe that way. Thank you all for being here. Going to end the stream soon. It has been a fantastic inaugural Flat Earth School here. I've been Mitchell from Australia. This has been the Flat Earth School. Thank you for joining me. And hang on, I just want to say a big special thank you to my first patrons. That I'm sorry for the people who signed up. I can't see at the moment, but as of before this stream, I had 2 patrons. Paul on the plane, he's been my biggest supporter ever. Thank you, Paul. And Dawn Judd. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but thank you, Dawn, for being one of my first patrons. I really appreciate it. Now I'm going to be shouting out all my patrons in the... Yeah, that was a beautiful sunrise. It was gorgeous. Oh, sorry if you missed the first show. I'm going to be doing it at the same time tomorrow. Just packing up here. I think I got to about 110 in the live stream. That's that's awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for dropping by. If you like it, drop by tomorrow. Spend your time here in the Flat Earth School. Gonna be coming to you live every day. No, definitely not moving 15 degrees per hour. We're gonna, that's the 3rd best globe debunker. I'm gonna be detailing that either tomorrow or Wednesday. Ugh. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on this live stream. Keep it flat. This has been the Flat Earth School. Catch you all tomorrow. Keep it flat, everyone. When the world tells you, turn to Flat Earth School.